Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'll be reviewing the Rolex Sky-Dweller in white gold with a white dial on an Oysterflex rubber strap, reference 336239 in white gold. Did I say that? I'll tell you a little bit about the history of this watch, then I'll tell you about where it stands in the lineup of other similar Sky-Dwellers, then I'll tell you about the case, bezel, dial, bracelet movement, finally try it on and give you my thoughts. So let's start with a little history. Now, Rolex Sky-Dweller is one of the latest collections that Rolex has produced. They produced it, I think, somewhere around 2013 or something like that, and now it's 2026, so it's been out for quite some time. What is that, 15 years, something like that. Now, first generation came out and from 2015, 13, something like that, and ended around 2023. And what was different? To be honest, not much. Nothing aesthetically was different. The only thing different was the movement had been changed, which you couldn't see it anyway, so I'm not sure it matters. But they did update a bunch of new configurations, and when I mean configurations, I mean the dial configurations and how they're presented, like on what kind of bracelet, what kind of strap, and so on, because they didn't start doing Oysterflex until recently. Okay, so with that said, now you have a little bit of history. Where does this watch stand in the lineup? Okay, well, this watch is in white gold. They only make the white gold. They used to make a white gold on a bracelet, but they don't do that anymore. They only make the white gold with a Oysterflex strap. So that's how you know it's definitely going to be a white gold watch. Now, I'm going to give you a little hint, or a little secret here, is that this dial is the same as what is on the stainless steel version. So for those really people who want to have this kind of look but don't want to pay this kind of money, you can actually buy the stainless steel version from us, and we can get you a original Oysterflex strap and the end links, and make your stainless steel one look like a white gold without having to pay white gold money. But of course, you need to pay for these end links and rubber strap, but we can do it for you, definitely. So if you like that, just simply buy the steel one and then pay for it, and then we'll get you those other parts that you need for it. But anyways, so for this one, they make only the white gold in this configuration. They make it in black dial or white dial. That's it. And they make pretty much the precious metal ones, Sky-Dwellers. They only make it on. They have the option to make it on Oysterflex. They also can make it on a bracelet, Oyster or Jubilee. But on the steel and gold, they don't make it on Oysterflex. They just make it on a bracelet. That's it. Okay, so now you kind of know where this watch stands in the lineup. And this one, this configuration was released in 2023, so it's fairly new. All right, so next thing is, let's start talking about the case. Let's start with the case. The case is 42 millimeters, so that makes it the largest Datejust looking watch that Rolex makes. They make larger watches like their Yachtmaster or their Deep Sea, which are 44, but this is a Datejust looking. What I mean by that is it has this fluted bezel and basic Oyster case. Now, it's not a Datejust because it's got a few more complications in it, which I'll describe you, but it generally looks like a Datejust. And you can even kind of think of it as a extended version of a Datejust 41. It's 42 millimeters. It has a few more complications, and therefore it's called a Sky-Dweller, but it looks the same. Okay, and it's all made of white gold, and it has a thickness of around, I think, 13 millimeters or so. Considering that's quite thin, if you think about what it packs in, which is what I'll tell you about when I talk about the movements, But yeah, it's not that thick. It's 13.9. Let's call it 14 millimeters. But still, 14 millimeters is not that thick considering all the things that it does. And considering that it has a diameter of 42 millimeters. When you increase the diameter, you also increase the thickness, by the way, because it doesn't make sense to, you have to have a watch that's proportional. So hearing the number alone, 14 millimeters doesn't tell you much. I mean, if the watch is 44 millimeters and it's 14, that's fine. But let's say it's 40 millimeters and 14 millimeters, then that's not fine, right? So it depends on the diameter. So it's a proportion. The diameter to the thickness is a proportion, which at this proportion, it's totally fine. And the lug to lug is 50 millimeters, so that's on the large side. For most people, that's going to be as large as they want to go, but it's not too large. Anyone with a 7-inch wrist could easily wear this watch. Okay, now let's move on to the bezel. Now this is the only fluted bezel that actually turns, and what is the reason? It's actually called command ring bezel. I'm not going to go through it all here, but you turn the bezel to be, and then once you set the bezel in place, you turn the crown, and that allows you to adjust the time. And actually, it's a genius idea, and I'm not surprised that Rolex is the one that figured this out, because other companies such as Patek, when you want to set their calendar, you actually have to get a separate pin and push it, which people are losing all the time. And it's actually kind of lame because, you know, why do you need a separate device to change it? You know, you're paying all this money. They should figure out how to make the watch adjustable using what is on the watch. And Rolex did exactly that. By not adding any pins or buckles or whatever things, you simply turn the bezel and you can adjust the time and the GMT and the date, and the month, which I think is pretty cool. Very cool, actually. All right, let's talk about and it's all made of white gold, by the way, the case and the bezel, which is why this is a white gold watch. Let's look at the dial here. The dial, as I stated to you earlier, is actually the same dial as what is on the white stainless steel. So if you want to take up my offer, just simply buy the steel one from us, and we can get you those parts. You got to pay for them, but they're not much, like, you know, 1,000 or something like that, for it. Okay, the dial here, I like that it has luminescent indexes. And why is that? It's because it's easier to read at night. When they first released the Sky-Dweller, it actually had a terrible dial. They did Arabic dial, they did Roman dial, and they look lame. Really, honestly, look lame. And that's the reason probably why Rolex figured out, yeah, it does look lame, so let's not do it no more. So they don't. And now they came up with this. It looks a lot cleaner. I like the way it looks. And let's unpack the dial a little bit. You have, going around on the 12, on the hour markers, you have a little red dot, and that signifies the month. 1 through 12 meaning January through December. You can adjust the month. So that makes it an annual calendar. And then you have the date, 1 through 31, which is on the right, the typical place it always is. But then on top of that, you have a GMT hand, which you can tell the time zone in another place. And you don't need an AM, PM indicator because it reads it to you in 24-hour time, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, it's quite a useful watch and looks cool too. All right, so that is the dial, and let's look at the bracelet now. The strap has these end links that are in white gold. So if you have a white gold steel one of these, you can't just like take it off and put on a rubber strap because it won't have these end links and it'll look funny. But we can get them for you. So it looks quite nice this way. It makes it flush. Those end links are in white gold, and it connects with the bracelet or the strap here, which is in rubber, but actually is over molded over a piece of metal that keeps the shape of this thing. And it has these sort of air gills or air vents on the underside of the strap that allows the watch to kind of sit above your wrist a little bit, so it looks like it ventilates the air a little bit better. Of course, that has this nice buckle, and the newer versions, which is what you're looking at here, has this nice glide lock. Is a very nice way to be able to adjust the watch without having to use any tools. On the previous generation, you weren't able to do that. So the glide lock system is different from the previous generation, which was just a comfort extension. It's a very, very nice way if you ask me. Okay, let's move on here to the next thing, which is what? The movement. Yeah, the movement is updated from the previous generation as well. It's a 9002 caliber. And what that is good for is that it is more accurate. It has a 72-hour power reserve. And I do remember a few Sky-Dwellers that we had some issues. So I'm going to say that without getting into the details, basically the new movement is better than the old, which is no surprise. Rolex only makes their product better, not worse. So let's try this watch on and give you my thoughts. what are my thoughts? Well, here, my honest opinion, I always give you my honest opinion, is that this watch retailing $53,450 as of 2026 is not a good buy. But if you buy it at a discount at jazztime.com, for example, in the 40s, it is a good buy. We're selling it in the low 40s, depending on year, you know, between like 40K and 45K. Now, if you get it at that price with no tax, shipped to wherever state you're in that's not in California, then it is a good deal. And so I like it because it's undercover. It's still a precious metal watch. It's from a top name. It has a lot of functions on it, and it's a big size for those who want like a bigger watch. It's sporty because it's on this Oysterflex, but it's not like a sports watch where, you know, you're gonna wear it to go, I don't know, jogging. It's a sportier watch, so it can be worn, you know, still with comfortable clothes in a relaxed look, and I like that. So I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. And look, if you want to buy it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.